Going to be doing a two-part to the first review that I did. I think I was a little biased because it was the first time I actually had a chance to see a Fandu belt, and you know, the video did what I wanted it to do, which was once I had pretty much was exposed to the Fandu belt, I just abandoned everything about this belt, even though there's some decent properties and characteristics of the WWE belt. From the standpoint of doing a fair comparison, I just didn't think I did a good job at really showing the two side by side. And I'm going to point those out. So looking at this belt, I think the original belt, of course this belt was a signature belt made by Ric Flair. And I mean, I know there's Cromrine, there's some other higher end manufacturers, and this Fandu there again for the money. This one kind of comes closest to representing that signature big gold belt. And the original belt, I believe, was a two-tone dual belt. Definitely not this strap here, but it definitely was a gold and even a bit more decorative, ornate type of etching in that higher end version. But this belt there again is a very good representation. You know, the big difference in these two belts here was surely the plating. (8mm) is definitely more pronounced. You see the weight in this belt too. And with the faux leather, you certainly get the, see how that plate bends and plays up against that polyurethane strap here on the WWE version. You certainly see how stiff and almost cardboard like that is. Angle. See the plate difference here. Side by side, you see that 8mm being pronounced there up against the 2mm version. Get to see a pretty close up there of how these vary. Of course, with a thicker millimeter, you're going to get a thicker plate, which is going to add to the density of the belt. Makes this belt a bit heavier. You get the feel of a more real championship like belt. You hear the difference in that plate, how a bit hollowed out that sounds. You can even see the light reflecting off this very strongly. You can see how the light bounces off that thing. So when the light hits, it's nothing to absorb any of the extra light, so boom, this is pretty much like a flat mirror, and you get the sense of that even in these side plates. You can even see some things reflecting in the background there. Snap box is not as many snaps, so this belt, I'm not sure how it would fit on a larger weight person. Different thing that this belt has that the Fandu doesn't have, which is not that big of a deal, but you get to see this decorative embroidered type see that stitching there, and that's something that the Fandu lacks, but very minuscule, and it doesn't even matter because that's not where your eye focuses on. So back to the WWE version. Let's see, you have also, there's really no difference here. The crown, you get to see that crown there. That is very similar to the one you have on the Fandu version. The globe on the Fandu version, though, does seem to be a bit more pronounced. This one was a little flatter, but they did a good job. I like the fact that, you know, it's the whole globe and you get to see both continents there. Those almost look to be the same size. This one definitely has a bit more of a relief to it than WWE version. But crown looks a little bigger. Get to see how it's slightly different. You got your 4 jewels there, one in the center, one up top. So you got your 2 red ones, 4 silver. Those seem to be, there's no really big difference there. You do see, like, this version of the WWE does not have, I mean, the only subtle differences, like this one seems to be a slightly bit more decorative, and it does appear just to be slightly smaller, but overall generally the same. Those are from the standpoints that I can see that are kind of dead point on. It would be this crown and this globe comparison here. When you look at the jewels on the Fandu version seem to be slightly smaller than the WWE version, just slightly. There again, another big difference is you have the stamp of WWE there. No stamp here in the version of Fandu. Another difference would be the border rope here on Fandu. Definitely more pronounced. Get to see how thick and ridged that is. You can even hear the ridges as I run my nail across them. So that's one of those differences as well. Over here to the WWE version, well, you do hear it. But there again, as it echoes off the back there, you get a sense of how flat it is. When you look at the deep cuts and the full kind of body version of this here, that stands out a lot. World Heavyweight Wrestling Champion is relieved, and that comes out compared to the WWE version. There you see how it's reflecting off. No relief there, and definitely from a standpoint of running my finger over it, there's nothing going on. Just sheer flat pattern there. You get to hear the ridges in the relief, and Fandu doing this side comparison like this appears to be slightly bigger. A lot of reflective quality there. You got your grapplers. Grapplers there seem to be pretty much same size. Ruby red jewels here seem to be down to the minute detail of the size of this particular jewel. The size and the weight of these plates, you definitely, you know, with this faux leather being nice and loose as it is, this is gonna definitely play better on your waist. But it feels good. It's very comfortable, and it gives me the flexibility that you would want if you wear this over your shoulder. Limitation with the WWE, you can already see, because this is polyurethane, it's restricted in a lot of the play in the response. Fits decently, but for the most part doesn't feel comfortable. On the shoulder, you get that there. Not much you can do. It's just kind of like a bubble for the most part. You automatically see, depending on how you want to hold this thing and present it, like Mr. Flair himself used to kind of hold it, something like that. Certainly from a flexibility standpoint, contours, the body nicer, heavier, but feels good. I would have strapped this on, get a snug fit because of that curved plate. It makes a really nice difference. It's and this guy can hold it, have the strap nice and comfortable. Have to fight with this one a little bit. That polyurethane strap definitely is a stiffer kind of cardboard feeling. But again, for the money, here's the stiffness and the limitations in that. So there you have it. There another review without these belts clashing like titans or having any kind of dispute, but from a money standpoint, ultimately you will decide. But just wanted to do another bit of a detailed comparison between the two, and hope you enjoyed the review.
Yes, we'd like to reiterate to the crowd out there that there will be no fighting this year.
Baby Huey, shut up.
Baby.
Hey, wait a minute, you can't talk to me. They're not talking.
They don't talk to me like that. I'm like the commentator.
Right, and I used to be an ex-wrestler like that.
I'm sick and tired of this shit. We can fucking go.
Girl, say the fuck.
Oh!